You hear that? Drip, drip, drip. That sound isn't just annoying. It's literally the sound of money going right down the drain. Today, we're going to get into one of the most common and, let's be honest, stressful headaches for any property owner, what it really costs to fix a water leak. So, let's just cut to the chase. You've found a leak. The first thing, the only thing on your mind is, how much is this going to set me back? Well, the answer, as you can probably guess, really depends.
All right, let's start with the best case scenario, the good news. If you're looking at something super simple and obvious, like a dripping faucet in the kitchen that just needs a new washer, you could be looking at a repair cost as low as 50 bucks. Phew, huge sigh of relief, right? But, and you knew there was a but coming, if that little drip is actually a sign of a burst pipe hidden behind your drywall, well, that cost can just skyrocket past $1,500. And that's often before you even start talking about fixing the water damage itself. And this, right here, brings us to the single most important point of this whole explainer. It doesn't matter how big or small the leak is at first. The most expensive mistake you can possibly make is to wait. Doing nothing will always cost you more. I mean, think about it. A single faucet dripping once a second wastes over 3,000 gallons of water a year. And believe me, that wasted water is just the tip of the iceberg. So, to really get a handle on this, we've got to understand the enemy. Let's break down the what, the why, and the where of water leaks. At its heart, a water leak is really simple. It's just water getting out from where it's supposed to be. It could be a pipe, a faucet, an appliance, and it's almost always because of some kind of damage, a faulty installation, or just plain old wear and tear. And, it's kind of wild just how many different things can be the culprit. If you've got an older home, yeah, pipe corrosion is a huge one. But even in brand new houses, something as simple as high water pressure or a clogged drain can put enough stress on the whole system to spring a leak. And these things can pop up anywhere. We usually think of indoor leaks, right? The faucet, the toilet, or those ones you can't see, hidden in the walls. But you can't forget about what's going on outside. Your sprinkler system, a leaky hose bib, even your main sewer line can be the source of some major water loss. Okay, now for the section I'm sure you've been waiting for. How does all this translate into an actual bill? What are the things that are really going to determine what you pay? It really boils down to four big factors. First up, location and accessibility. I mean, is the leak right there under the sink, easy to get to? Or is a plumber going to have to start cutting into a wall or jackhammering concrete? That's a world of difference in labor costs. Then there's severity. A slow drip is one thing. A gushing burst pipe is a whole different ballgame. And finally, the type of pipe you have actually matters. Modern plastic pipes like PVC or PEX are usually cheaper and easier to fix than older, more expensive copper pipes. And you can really see that difference in the numbers here. A pretty common minor leak might run you about 150 bucks on average, but for something major, you're starting at $500. And honestly, probably going way up from there once you factor in all the work. So this leads to that critical moment of decision. You're staring at the leak and you're thinking, can I fix this myself, or is it time to call on a professional? Making the right call here is absolutely key. The rule of thumb is actually pretty simple. If the leak is small, you can see it, and it's easy to get to, like changing the flapper in your toilet or tightening a connection under the sink, then yeah, DIY is a fantastic money-saving option. But if the leak is hidden, if it involves a major pipe, or if you just feel that pit in your stomach like you're in over your head, call a pro. Trust me, a botched DIY job can make things so much worse. And if you do need to call a pro, please don't just call the first number you find. Take a breath and do these three things. First, make sure they're licensed and insured. That protects you. Second, hop online and read the reviews. And third, always try to get a couple of different estimates before you agree to any work. All right, let's circle back to that crucial idea we started with. We've talked about the cost to fix the leak, but what about the catastrophic cost of waiting to fix it? This quote from our research really hits the nail on the head. Water isn't just an inconvenience. It doesn't just stain your ceiling. It rots the wood in your walls. It can compromise your home's foundation. It is a silent destroyer. And where you have that constant moisture, you're going to get mold. And getting rid of a serious mold problem isn't just a matter of scrubbing with some bleach. No way. We're talking professional mold remediation, a specialized, expensive process that can cost up to $6,000 all on its own. And on top of that, you've got the cost of the actual water damage restoration. That means professionals coming in, ripping out drywall, tearing up floors, and setting up huge industrial fans to dry everything out. For a serious leak, that bill can easily climb over $10,000. All of a sudden, that initial $500 pipe repair is starting to look like a real bargain, isn't it? Okay, I know that was a little scary, but here's the good news. You have the power to stop most of this from ever happening. So let's end on a positive, proactive note and talk about how to stay ahead of the drip. This is basically your preventative maintenance checklist. Every once in a while, just grab a flashlight and take a quick look under your sinks and in the basement. Keep an eye on your ceilings for any new stains. And hey, if your toilet is ancient and always giving you problems, think about replacing it before it decides to fail in a big way. And you need to learn to spot the secret signs of a hidden leak. Is your water bill suddenly way higher for no reason? Do you ever hear the faint sound of running water when you know everything is turned off? These are massive red flags. It's your house trying to tell you something's wrong. At the end of the day, being proactive is always infinitely cheaper than being reactive. The power is in your hands now. So I'll just leave you with this one question. What's one small check you can do today, right now, after this, to protect your home?